guys are on.
Hey, what do you say, Scott?
Hey, Butch.
Hey, I'm sure glad we're on. These two are starting to act like husband and wife here for a minute there, so we had to turn.
That'll never happen.
That'll never happen.
Hell no.
So, what in the world are we doing, Mr. Sinclair?
Staying in this cool room right now.
Being in a cool room, that's a good thing for you.
Talk about we do dog training. We talk about dog training or dog trainers.
Yeah.
You know,
Huh?
and educate the people. I've been looking at a lot of websites and a lot of dog trainers out there, and they're all of their own spiels, and some people dress stuff up with big words like immersion, and you know they'll go and double dip on you with off leash training, and advanced training, and there's a lot of things out there you got to watch out for.
Yeah.
Find some. There's probably some good reputable people out there doing a great job, which I'm sure there are. But you know, you got to watch it.
What if you were looking for? We got a special guest in the house. I want to introduce him later, Carol Ann, or since we've got started here.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you were looking for, I mean, you've been around the dog world now for quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You've been immersed.
Immersed in the dog world.
Immersed in the dog training. What kind of credentials or resume or whatever would you think makes a reliable dog trainer?
Well, not being a dog trainer, for one.
Yeah.
I can actually give you an honest opinion.
Okay.
Right. 'Cause I'm not a dog trainer. Don't ever get me confused with somebody else. I specialize.
He is an agitation trainer.
Yeah, agitation.
Ask his wife. He agitates her all the time.
Yeah, I'm really good at it. But to me, you know, just how they carry themselves, I look at their work, their program, what they're doing, you know, what they're telling you, price, that really doesn't come into it.
Right.
It does on, I mean, you're charging like $5,000 for 3 weeks, and you better be fucking good.
Yeah.
Excuse my French, but no, the clear communication skills between you and the owner and person training. But people got to understand, a dog trainer is not trained. They're trained to teach. They're teaching the dog, right?
Like that. Yep.
The training comes from you, so you have your end of it too, because you don't drop a dog off for 2 weeks and get it back and think it's going to be Lassie or Rin Tin Tin, or it's going to be like that. You have to keep up with it.
Right.
Like videos, communication between the owner and the trainer.
Right.
There's distinct lines there to me. I think that people get disillusionized what dog training really is all about.
Right.
They think that, you train the dog should do this, dog should do that, dog should do this.
Punch a button, just like my computer.
Yeah,
Right?
because, I've seen dogs come back, dog ain't doing nothing. Bring the dog in here outside, and the trainer goes out there, and the dog, boop, 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 the dog's doing everything it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
So it's repetition, like you said. But no, communication skills, clear communications, and I like to look at the resume too a little bit. Kind of dog they've got.
How about this one? I get 2 or 3 people a month at least saying, I've always wanted to be a dog trainer. How do I learn how to be a dog trainer? So professional. How do I, and of course we know there's now schools. There's schools for everything.
Online schools too.
Online, yeah.
Online dog training school.
We just discovered an online. Scott's.
I got to get into that racket.
Ooh, doggy, talking about a racket. So what do you think? How do you get into the dog training? How do you become a dog trainer, Scott?
Just do it.
Just do it. There you go, folks.
You just do it, and see, here's the deal. So when you pay someone to train your dog, right, you need to learn and pay attention to what they tell you and what to do at home with your dog when you get it home. Mm-hmm. So the next dog you get, you don't have a dog trainer no more. You can train your own dog.
Concept. Wow.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
So, but now let's look at the broad scheme of it. If you wanted to, because obviously to be a professional dog trainer, you're going to be training more than your own dog. So like Scott just said, he was looking up people a little while ago. Man,
mm-hmm.
there's dog trainers we're surrounded by
Right,
professional
and I've
dog
seen
trainers.
some that will only do certain breeds. They will not do any breed. So you're specializing, right?
Yep.
Because the tendencies of a shepherd or the tendencies of a Rottweiler, a Dobie, the genetic tendencies are the same. So you have a leg up, you know what to do.
Yeah.
Like me, I like Dobermans.
Yep.
So I know how to read a Doberman.
Yep.
I don't know how to read a Shih Tzu. I never trained one.
Right.
And your like I said, repertoire is big. You got to train a lot of dogs over here,
Yeah.
and you go all kinds of different situations.
Right.
You know, your own dogs, you can get a cookie cutter, and I guarantee you'll train your first dog, and you'll get it trained here, and get it trained, and you'll learn what you do, and you get your second dog, and then you'll try the same stuff. You're like, man, I don't work on that dog.
Right.
There is but with the basis you have, what you've learned, you can apply it to your own dogs, and becoming a dog trainer doesn't happen overnight.
Well, and so there's about 3 or 4 places that dog trainers, professionals, come from. What we're going to try to do here is I'm going to go over what I've encountered over the years and see if it helps. And at the end, I'm going to tell you the one key ingredient that nobody thinks about. The one most important, single important thing a professional dog trainer must have to get your dog exactly where you want it. So if between now and the end of this, which won't be that long, you're tempted to get bored, don't, because we're going to give you a secret you can use. But right now, the dog training profession in the United States of America is wide open. There's no one organizing association. There's no accepted universities or colleges. There are no written programs except what someone dreams up. So what it takes to be a professional dog trainer in America is a leash, a collar, and some advertising money. And you don't even need much of that if you get on Facebook or Instagram or any of those places. And that's really it. I'm always approached by people who ask about being certified dog trainer. There's no certification systems. There are 2 pet dog associations. Ian Billingsley's got one. I forget the other one. The International Obedience Protect. Look up Ian Billingsley. These are people who have a written standard that they have set up for dog trainers. It's for obedience and agility. Okay. There are 2 in this country. The Ian Billingsley is the one that I know that's a real, highly qualified. But how did Ian Billingsley get to the point where he could write up the standard for everybody to try to achieve? Well, he got there the same way which Capel got there. I wrote a standard and a certification system for civilians security dogs. We called it Canine Pro Sports. And it took off until pretty soon it was accepted all around the world. And that's how you become a dog trainer. You put out something that's accepted. Now, you got 3 or 4 different sources. One is, like I said, you can write that certification system, but you're not going to be at the point where you can write that certification system unless you've already accomplished something. So the vast majority of dog trainers, obedience dog trainers, are coming from kennel clubs. AKC, UKC, National Kennel Club, there's NKC, there's a bunch of them. Then after kennel clubs, you have the dog sports. When you're getting into protection dog trainers, most of them are going to come from a recognized dog sport. The only internationally recognized sports are IGP, which used to be Schutzhund, French Ring, Mondial Ring, and Canine Pro Sports. So most of your protection trainers, America's got a protection dog, or what I call a tough dog sport, on every corner. So there's a bunch of them that'll be training dogs as well. Nobody knows what they know or don't know, but they'll tell you they know everything, right? So you have kennel clubs, you have dog sports, and your last thing is going to be your organized police, security, and military dog trainers. You've got a pet dog. If you're looking for great obedience and you go to a recognized kennel club trainer who got obedience titles and ribbons, he's going to have your dog walking around like this all day long. That may not be what you want. You may want your dog on a leash walking like he's looking for something. If you go to an IGP dog, any of these bite work dogs, they're going to have a dog who's hot to trot whenever he goes on the training field. I've seen the dogs, but I've seen them that they're literally equipment oriented or pattern trained.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to take in, when you're looking for your trainer, you've got to look at his level of experience. There's nothing wrong with these people as trainers. They're a kennel club trainer, or they're a IGP trainer, or they're a police dog trainer, but they're not dog trainers. Dog trainers, by my belief, are men who work with, or women who work with dogs on a working basis, who've got a broad source of information applied to dogs of all sorts of disciplines, from sled dogs to whatever. Example, I go to a lot, Tony McCallum in Australia. He's a real dog man. He's a dog trainer. Doesn't own a leash or a collar. But when Tony came over here with his world famous cow dogs, one of the things he made a point to do was to go around. He went to top dog trainers, sled dog Iditarod winners in Alaska, and he asked them about their nutrition. He asked them about their training programs. Then he kept looking around, went from Alaska down to Texas, where he's looking for someone to train protection dogs, and he came to me. And in between, he worked with all sorts of cow dogs, because that was his field of expertise. But your trainer should have a wide source of basic information, as many different disciplines as you can. Now, it's great to have just one discipline. You can train that discipline well, but don't rookie-doo people by telling them that you can, because let's face it, you're going to find a lot of these kennel trainers, and they're worried about alpha. And one of the things about alpha is dog can't walk the door in front of you. My favorite, so I'm going to pick on. Dog can't walk in the door in front of you. That's him trying to be alpha. Well, there's another very small group of trainers that are working dog trainers that rarely ever get into the public professional training deal, and that's the guard dog trainers. So what these alpha dog trainers are telling you about a dog not walking through a door in front of you,
Kid.
you find one of them. Yeah, what, Scott?
I want a dog walking in front of me. So I go through a door and something's not good back there, he'll be first to take care of the business.
There you go. There you
I mean,
go.
I've seen, there's times when you take your dog outside, I leash him up at the front door, stay. Open the door. I don't need him bolting out the damn door.
Right.
And you go, okay, let's go. You'll come.
That's your front yard out there. You don't have to worry about what's out there.
No, I don't need him running to the street. I want him to wait till I'm ready to go.
Well, right.
But when I say okay, he still goes first.
Right.
But he's waiting till I tell him to go. I go to stores and everything else, and he goes, that dog is always in front of me.
That's right.
It's easier for me to walk through the door with him in front of me and behind me, and I'm tripping over the damn dog too.
Yeah.
But no, the dog always, dog goes first. It's nothing about alpha. There's no such thing as an alpha male anyway. We already discussed that 5 weeks ago.
But see, that's what I'm saying. If the person you pick as your dog trainer is only, say you want a security dog, you want a dog to protect your home and family, and you get one of these kennel club trainers, or maybe even some of the dog sport trainers, maybe a Mondio ring trainer, they may have these notions about a dog walking through the door in front of you. But let me tell you, in the guard dog business, if an alarm goes off at 3 in the morning and I rush to my site to see what's going on, and my dogs, there's a fence is cut, the dogs are going crazy at the front door of a building and there's a busted window, I can be relatively sure there might be something in that building. And when I open that door to go in, that dog better not wait for me to go in first. He just lost his meal ticket if he does, because I ain't feeding that sucker.
Right.
So every discipline is going to have unique things that their judges are going to look for on the training field. You're not going to need all those things. The focus heel, your dog walking around like looking up at you, looking up at you, looking up at you, okay?
That's all ring. That's for ring and competition stuff, there.
Yeah, yeah.
What the hell dog doing looking up at you? He needs to be looking around, don't he?
Yeah. And, you know, we actually did a pro sports show, I think it was in Illinois, where we had one of the American Tough Dog Sport champions competing, and he just won their finals. And in our obedience pattern, sometimes we'll have obstacles placed in the dog's way because they can run across, it might be a hole, might be a little rock or something. And this dog was looking up at this owner, and this was the champion. And we told them to make a left turn. They made a left turn, took 3 steps, and we had a little hurdle right there. The dog was so busy looking up at the man's face, he tripped over the hurdle like he broke his neck.
Damn.
So you get an idea of the background of your trainer, okay? Understand that there are things that he's going to teach your dog that may not be that useful to you in everyday life, but none of the things he's going to teach your dog are going to be bad. And 85% is going to be useful. But you need to decide
what you need.
if you want to go with that. Trying to think that. So one thing you can do is you can ask them for how many years of experience you got. I see a lot of people love say, I got 5 years experience, I got 10 years of experience. And I'm thinking, shit, I just barely figured out which end of the leash went on the dog after 10 years.
Yeah.
So it's not just, I got so many years of experience. Let's define this for all you people that are looking for a trainer real good. You see the ad that says, I got 10 years experience. Well, there's a difference between 10 years of experience and 10 years of doing the same thing over and over and over. That ain't experience. That's finding a little something that worked with this one dog and applying it to all dogs.
Yep.
And
you can spot the pattern.
yeah. Dogs are very, very similar to us. Every dog's got its own personality. It's got its own way of learning. It's got its own way of feeling about things. And what's going to work with this, especially if you go breeds, we have an advantage with dogs. We have breed characteristics, and let's call them tendencies, that after you've worked with enough different dogs, you can use the tendencies these dogs have to more efficiently train them. Okay? I know that a Rottweiler, if I try to make him do something he don't want to do, he's going to bite my butt. Period. I know a coonhound, if I ask him to heel and all of a sudden he sees a squirrel take off, I'll hear him 4 miles away going, boo, but he won't be worried about me. So you can take these tendencies and use them to make your training more efficient and better for the individual. So ask questions when you're going to get a trainer. Ask about the sources of experience. How many different things have you done? How many years have you been doing that? You say you're a protection dog trainer. Have you ever earned an obedience title? Do you just do bite dogs? Do you just do tracking dogs? I know people with bloodhounds who do great search and rescue work, and they've saved some lives. But this gentleman he's an active duty police officer today. He does a lot of bloodhounds. He's well known. He's got great bloodhounds. He got a pet for his wife and came to me because he couldn't teach the dog how to sit and stay. Because you don't teach bloodhounds how to stay. You
Go.
So look at your potential trainer's experience level. And I got one thing we're going to show you our guest, and then I'll tell you the main number one thing to look for when you're shopping for a dog trainer. And if you'll do this one thing or find this one attribute, every dog you ever own will be highly trained. But for the moment, Carol Ann, what you got over there?
I got a baby.
You got a baby?
Oh, oh, oh.
Uh-oh, you just woke the baby up. Let me come over there.
Hold on.
What you doing, little baby? Whoa, 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 whoa. Yes, sir, baby. All right, folks. This is the newest edition of Black Bart Babies. So just thought we'd bring one on, let everybody see them. This one's, is it nap time? This is one of our little boys. You can, these are, how old now, Carol Ann?
8 weeks.
These are 8 weeks. You can see the ears are already standing.
Yeah.
They're curious. They're sleepy. They're
Bart
fat.
is his granddad.
Hey, what?
Bart is his grandpa.
Yeah, this is a double line bred Black Bart baby. Bart's grandpa on both sides. And so he's what we call the Bart colors, which means he's black and tan, like one of Scott's favorite Dobermans.
Mm-hmm.
Black with tan legs. And Carol Ann's got one that's, how old's Dallas? Or not
Traveler
Dallas.
is
Traveler.
12 weeks.
12 weeks old, and maybe we'll have her on here. Traveler's 12 weeks old. She already does a complete obedience routine, off leash, heel, sit, stay down. We will actually, if no one buys this little guy, we will start initiating his training in about 2 more weeks. But we got 3 of these left. We got 2 males and a female. So we do a 100% money back guarantee on the hips. We don't tell you, wait till you're 2 years old or get an x-ray, or we'll give you another puppy for the one we sold you that's already crippled. We just make it real simple. The goal in breeding these dogs was to breed perfectly healthy, athletic.
He's handsome.
Huh?
He's handsome.
He's what?
He's handsome.
Yeah, he is. So this is what you can get. So, and for everyone's going to ask the price on these pups. Thank you, Scott. Price on these pups is $1,400. That includes obedience lessons. If you don't live local and you can't come here for your obedience lessons, we got what we recommend you do with your Western Shepherd. Say you live somewhere where you couldn't come to our classes, is you can go online, find the best obedience book you can find, and give it to your pup when he's 10 weeks old. Come back in 2 weeks. Ask him if he's finished the book. He'll be doing everything you want him to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can read and do that, can't you? You can learn those things, don't you, baby? And they're very full of kisses. Yes, they are. You full of kisses? And they definitely got puppy breath. Yes. So, anyway, we got, like I said, we got 3 left. Anyone interested? We have a lifetime guarantee on their hips and their health in general, and we help everybody with their training. And I'm kind of partial, but I think they're about the best pup going.
Yeah.
So, what's the number one thing you look for in a dog trainer? If you're looking for someone to train your pup, the most important thing you can do, way back when and you still run across somebody every now and then that says, I'm going to be a dog trainer because I like dogs more than I like people. I don't really deal with people, I'm just going to deal with their dogs. And the first time I heard that said, the first thought I had was, that's pretty good if you can just deal with dogs, but I ain't never had a dog sign a check in all the years I've been doing this. Mm-hmm. So you better get along with the people. The number one thing in a good dog trainer is the ability to communicate to the owner of the dog exactly what they need to do. In my opinion, a good dog trainer is able to explain things in a way you understand, and a good dog trainer never has one way of doing things. If I suggest X and the owner says, I don't like X, then I'll say, okay, how about Y? So a truly professional should have enough varied experiences to be able to give you several ways to skin a cat, so to speak.
You always have plan A, but you always gotta have plan B, C, and D in your back pocket.
There you go. And if they ain't got plan B, C, and D, then maybe you need to find someone that does. Because again, not every dog is the same. Not every dog responds the same to the same response or stimulus. So you need to have all those things open. What do you got, Carol Ann? You're poking things over there.
Some comments here. We have a comment that says,
problem solving. Problem dogs will distinguish a real trainer from the phonies.
Well, that's interesting.
That was from Joy. And then problem dogs are usually the result of owner problems. Not problems, in my opinion. Most dogs are smarter than owners. That's true.
They're more practical.
Yeah.
And in fact, I'm going to say something. This is something I've come to believe strongly, and I know from listening to a lot of other trainers, they will greatly disagree with me. First off, I think there's way too much emphasis put on genetics, and a belief that if the dog doesn't have this genetics or that genetics, it's faulty, and if it doesn't have this or that genetics, it can't do the job. Then you have the people that think, some dogs are born this way or that way. Well, I'm going to stick my neck out and say, in all the years I've been doing this, and I mean everything from coon hounds to Western Shepherds, the one thing that I feel stronger about than anything else is real simple. Everybody gets the dog they deserve. Maybe not the dog you wanted, but you'll get the dog you deserve. There's no bad habit that any dog has that wasn't learned from their owner, from their human companion.
Yep.
This little pup is a blank slate. He's going to be as well behaved as I teach him to be. And that's just the facts. When I grew up, we didn't have alphas. What we were told about dogs is they're born trying to please man. They're a pack animal and they want to fit in. And they want to follow the rules because that's what it takes to stay in the pack. But if they never learn the rules, they can't follow them.
Yep.
So every dog who's got a bad habit, look to the owner. That's the reason. You want to go see Carol Ann, buddy? Oh wait, here's a little trivia for everybody. There are two natural fears that all mammals are born with, automatically. The only two fears, everything else we learn. One is a fear of loud, sudden noises, and the other is a fear of heights, like him sitting up on this table and wondering what's going on, you see? It's a natural fear. Whoops, gonna bring it to you. There you go. There we go.
Oh, he's happy.
So what do you think, Mr. Sinclair?
I hope it's informative for people, and just like you want your dog to be styled to your life and how you live, you need to find a trainer that can help you achieve that. Basically,
There's
like
a bunch
I
of good ones out there.
Yep, there's different trainers, different things you want to do with your dog. Not saying anybody's wrong or anybody's right, but you need to specialize in something you want to specialize in, or try to mold that. Be the trainer that can mold what you need in your dog.
And the most important factor in having a well-behaved adult dog and companion for life, it's like anything else. The amount of time you put in and effort with that young dog is going to be reflected the rest of that dog's life. So spend time with your dog whenever you get the chance. Make them part of your life.
Absolutely.
And you'll do better for the rest of their life.
Yep. Remember, it's about you finding a trainer, but in the end, it's all about the dogs. All right, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye.
See you.